What you're about to hear is a real-life game connected to unspeakable horrors that unfolded during that time. If you're sensitive about bomb threats or doomsday cults, please leave. For the curious people, let's read on. Back in 1995, there existed a game that's entirely worse than Sad Satan or any haunted video game, worse than any website creepypasta, and even worse than Cupcakes and Sweet Apple Massacre. This game is deemed as a, quote, cultist tool, a game that shows no mercy in showing the bad side of Japan. The game is entitled The Story of Kamikuishiki Village. I would mention it in Japanese, but most people would stumble over, so this is entirely the English version. You might think, what could be so bad about the story of Kamikuishiki Village? What you're about to hear is one of the most intense games. This is entirely described by me. Shoko Asahara, the main leader of the scheme, was the leader of the cultist group Aleph, who ran a game called The Story of Kamikuishiki Village, an old game that was developed by Omsoft. After the game was developed, a list of unspeakable threats and attacks were unfolded during the time of Shoko's reign of terror. In 1995, I was at a Japan trip with one of my workers. We arrived at one of Japan's bookstores and decided to look around. The area felt dead and crowded. Shelves of books were shown around. "I think this place is closed," my friend whispered. "Or maybe we've arrived earlier than the store would have opened. Maybe we..." Before I got a chance to speak, a worker came over and pushed a trolley of books. We decided to look at the books. Wow. Japan had some interesting selections, including a survival guide to a zombie apocalypse, the world ending, a crime book. We both stared in shock as we saw a trolley of these unspeakable books. One of the books caught me off guard. It was a slim book in black. In white letters it said, "Japan's Sinister Book of Cults, Deaths and Bad People." I looked at the back of the book. The back of the book read, and translated to English, "Criminals aren't always forgiven, but we decided to create a book about these evil masterminds who have tarnished Japan's good name and turned Japan into a cesspool of greed, hate, and chaos. We dare you to survive a few pages of these criminals. You won't survive." Shocked, me and my partner were about to buy the book, but we didn't get any yen to buy the book. So we headed to the nearest Japan bank, opened an account, and took exactly 11,000 in yen. Afterwards, we headed back to the store when I noticed something. In the corner of the book was a bookmark. It had a peculiar symbol. It was a mess of lines and pointed figure creating some sort of elephant? I'm not exactly a logo expert. That or the person didn't know how to draw a decent logo. I went to the marked page and found a marked name, Shoko Asahara. And on the page was a plastic CD cover containing a blank black compact disc read-only memory. I took it out of the book and looked at it. The game had no logos, no rating, nothing. It was like someone burnt the CD. We took the CD back to our hotel room for further inspection because we needed to figure out what can be contained in it. My friend pointed out it could be secret documents or a murder case. Nope. When we booted a Japan computer and inserted the disc inside, all that appeared was The Story of Kamikuishiki Village, with the same logo on the bookmark. I clicked on the game and booted it up. As soon as the Omsoft logo finished booting up, the game started in a city with a creepy smiling man in the corner. I almost wanted to chuckle on how stupid it looked and how it copied the same tactics as SimCity or Skyline Simulator. But, however, with the few gaming movements and odd cutscenes, I came to the conclusion that this was more than just that. It was something utterly horrifying. It seems that the game is a cultist recruitment, and you have to murder innocent people. My skin ran cold, and my jaw dropped. How could this sick individual even do this? My mind wandered as I continued on with more game tactics and missions. After roughly 2 hours of gameplay, I reached the good ending. I was still wondering the same question as the ending was as followed. In the good ending, if you do the right movements, your cult handles gas attacks and thus ends the game. I later found out about the bad ending with a Google search that said, in the bad ending, the apocalypse kills everyone and ends with skeletons. I grabbed the disc and my partner and I snapped the disc in half. We were both asking the same questions. Who made this game? Why was it made? What was the purpose? What's the plot? Just as we finished unloading our questions, an email was seen in my inbox. I opened the mail and it came from asashi.kirito@omsoft.org with the message, Dear Police, we want to thank your friend for playing 2 hours of our game. Now that you've finished the game, your first mission is to meet us at the train station. The people that rejected LF shall pay for what they did to us. See you later, and remember to support our leader, Shoko Asahara. Signed, Asashi Kirito, the Income Tax Department for OMSoft.